This is Juanita Kapp from the Metculous Moments podcast, where we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. And this evening, we have a very special guest, and his name is Preston Downey. And we are going to have a great conversation, guys. Welcome, Preston.
Yo, 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 what is going on, Juanita? I'm over here rocking out. You guys that are watching this right now, you didn't see me rocking out backstage, but I was headbanging. I had the horns up, rocking out to the awesome intro. Juanita, what an honor. Thank you for having me here to hang out, talk movies and martial arts. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very, very honored to have you here. Thank you, Preston, for making the time. I know you also have a very busy schedule, and it's just so great to have you on here. The energy is amazing and just happy.
Yeah. I don't know. You're pretty energetic yourself. I've been watching a lot of your interviews, and you have had titans and legends on your show. I mean, your podcast is amazing. It's growing. It's getting bigger and better. And you had Tong Po on your podcast a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Kesey. That's right. Shout out to him. From Kickboxer. I mean, you've had so many. And I mean, it's just going to go through the roof. It's going to skyrocket. That's right. And I'm here to support that. That's right.
Thank you so much, Preston. I really appreciate it. I have had such a blessed journey. And it was just wonderful, and what a learning experience to speak to these amazing individuals. And you know what gets me every time? They have accomplished so many things in life, and they're also humble. They want to make the world a better place. They're so focused. How refreshing is that?
It's really refreshing. And the old saying, never meet your heroes, Well, so far so good for me.
Me too.
So far so good. I understand the saying, but so far so good. But yeah, a lot of these martial arts legends and heroes that I've had a huge honor to interview on my podcast.
Yes.
They're amazing. They're sweethearts. Yeah. Like especially big shout out to his community martial arts fan base and all that. But rest in peace to the late great Richard Norton. What a fascinating and just amazing human being he was. Not just a martial arts badass, but he was just an amazing teacher. And in those brief moments I had to interview him a couple of times, and I met him in person at a convention, he's just amazing. It's funny because the first time I interviewed him, the audio was terrible. We couldn't figure out where the echo was coming from, and it was just I thought it was a disaster. But yet while it was over, I was embarrassed. These were my early podcasting days. And, when it was over, he was like, we were done. He was like, hey, can you send me a copy of this? Oh. And I was just thinking to myself, why would you want a copy? And this audio was trash. But he had so much fun hanging out and talking movies and all that he looked past. He was very forgiving. He looked past the audio issues. He really wanted to. He wanted a copy for himself to archive, and I was honored to send him a copy. Yeah. Then he came back on the show, and the audio was fixed. We figured it out.
Good, but I want to tell you, what? It happens to everybody. I've had sessions like that as well. And now that you mentioned Richard, I inducted Richard into my MAM Hall of Fame in 2024, right? So now I'm talking to Richard. He's friends with some of my friends in Australia, Louis and Vin and Maria. And, we're all friends. And we're talking, and he couldn't attend that year. Louis and V, I call Vin V, and Richard had a movie project they were finishing up. And I said, no worries, Richard, get that done. Then I'll interview you, and I'm sending your trophy to Australia. And the trophy was still on the way. And here I get the news of his passing.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. That was so sudden.
Yeah.
But he was a great man.
It broke our hearts. It was rough. It was a rough week. Hearing the news, but the sadness quickly turned to joy.
His life was joyous.
And remembering
what he's given us. Yeah.
That whole filmography of wonderful, iconic movies and those iconic roles and what he brought to martial arts, the
That's right.
community, and the stunt community behind the scenes, the action direction and fight choreographer and all that. He really has given us a lot, and it inspired a whole new generation.
Right. That's right. And that is his legacy, and I'm sure he's proud of it and his family is proud of it. You mentioned Tong Po Kisi.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good friend of mine, and we've known each other for a very long time. And we used to be brother and sister, right? And then I had this discussion with him, and he was like, Juanita, I had sons. He said, and I always wanted a daughter. He said, and you're my daughter now. So I'm
Oh,
very blessed. I have two dads. I grew up without a father, but now I have two fathers. The one, William Woods, Dr. William Woods, he's a professor. So he's
okay.
named the pen, and Kissy is my badass dad. He's the martial arts side of
Yeah.
tamed the sword. So incredible people. And I want to ask you, Preston, about your journey, your life, your movement, what you do. Tell the audience, for those of the audience members that are not acquainted with you yet.
It's surreal. My journey's been surreal because being a young child growing up, I didn't have any brothers, and my oldest sister Tracy was the one, and my father were the ones that introduced me to martial arts movies.
Right.
When I had Scott Atkins on the show, I had the honor to interview him last year. I told him that we were talking about Van Damme movies, and I told him that was one of the greatest movie going experience I've ever had was seeing Kickboxer on the screen when it
Oh,
came out.
yes.
My sister Tracy, shout out to her, she was babysitting me, and she took me to go see that movie, and I was just this was like the greatest thing I've ever seen. The whole audience erupted and cheered. It was just I'll never forget moments like that. And my father, introduced me to Bruce Lee and to the Dragon and stuff like that. So I've never taken martial arts when I was young. I always just loved the movies. And as I got older and older, I started to discover the Shaw Brothers films and Golden Harvest and
Yes.
stuff. It was hard to find things back then in VHS. It was hard, man. But once DVD came out, started getting the bootlegs and stuff like that, then I started my appreciation for Hong Kong cinema and Japanese cinema. Everything started to grow as I got older. And then I used to go to San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah.
and one of my favorite panels there was something called the Superhero Kung Fu Extravaganza,
Ah,
hosted by best-selling author and Hall of Famer Rick Myers
oh,
and
yes.
and Frank Jang. They were a part of that. They helped create that, and that was one of my favorite panels I used to go to. I used to sit way in the back, find a seat, and I used to watch when he would put the martial arts scenes and kung fu scenes on from the films, the highlights, and the whole audience would erupt, and we would love it. And I would try to go every time I would go to Comic Con. Well, I did not think, fast forwarding maybe 15 years or more, maybe 20 years. I'm kind of old right now. 20 years more, I would actually be a part of that same panel that I used to watch, and
That is
help
awesome.
help put it together, help be a part of it, help promote it. And that's just a huge honor. Big huge shout out to Rick Myers and Frank Jang for letting me be a part for I think 5 years in a row now. 5 years in a row now, I'm part of the San Diego Comic Con Superhero Kung Fu Extravaganza, and we're going to be doing it again. Hopefully this year we'll do it again. But being on stage, I'm just a big fan. I'm just a big fan. I'm basically the audience, but just sitting on stage. That's all. That's the only difference. And again, it's so surreal sitting right next to
Right.
Cynthia Roth
She's awesome.
and Robert Samuels and all these other amazing filmmakers. And, it's just and my journey through YouTube and was just for fun. It was just kind of a joke, really,
Right.
because excuse me, because on Facebook I never wanted to start a YouTube channel or do anything like that, but
Yeah.
on Facebook I was started to slowly post movie reviews. Hey, you guys have seen this movie? I just saw it. It had some good action in it and all that. and I would rate the movies, and I just started doing that just on Facebook, no biggie. And then as a joke, I made this goofy video called Fat Samurai. Right? And it's goofy video, just really goofy. It's the first video you'll find on my channel, which is
I'm gonna look for it.
oh god, it's embarrassing, but I made it to make my wife laugh. That was it. I just made it. She came home from work. I said, "Hey, check this out." And then she was like, "You should post that for fun." And I was just like, "Really?" So I posted it on YouTube as my first video. And then I was like, "You know what? No one's really gonna care. I mean, it's just me entertaining myself."
Right.
So I'm just kind of like, let me just start posting movie reviews. So I did a little Fat Samurai Guy channel trailer video. And then I started to do movie reviews. I can't go back and watch those older videos now. They're kind of cringe. But I mean, we're talking like over 10 years ago, guys. I've been YouTubing for a long time. So I just started the passion of watching movies, experiencing them, critiquing them, learning from them, learning about filmography and stuff like that, and then talking about it with the film community, because I want to know what they thought of the movie, and we have this back and forth. And that's where the Movie Dojo Army comes from. All my wonderful followers and subscribers who've been following me for all these years, and brand new ones. I really appreciate them. But we would have this, it's all about passion for film, for cinema.
Right. That's right.
And the martial arts and action and horror films and stuff like that. So I just kind of started just posting movie reviews, and then my wife just joined me, and then we started making all these funny skits. We did a skit together where I was Steven Seagal breaking her neck, and that skit is so old. Excuse me, I keep hitting the mic. The skit is so old, but yet it still cracks everybody up. And we even showed that clip at San Diego Comic-Con, and the whole audience was dying laughing. They were laughing. We were doing this little fight choreography.
Right.
But yeah, she got in on it, and then we started doing trailer reactions, and then those got hundreds of thousands of views, some of them. And then, we just kind of just started just doing that for several years. And then I was like, you know what? I love watching movies. I love reviewing them. I love talking about them with the audience. But I want to speak to the people behind the camera now. And then out of nowhere, I was kind of like, well, let me start podcasting. Let me just I didn't even consider it podcasting or me starting a podcast. I was just like, let me try to interview people. And I want to know what makes them tick. I want to hear the good and the bad and the ugly about filmmaking. Right. I want to get hear about their experiences and stuff like that, because we really support independent cinema. We're really huge supporters of that. As long as it's good, as long as those movies are entertaining, we don't care if they were made in a week, as long as they're entertaining. Because I've been a part of some small indie projects, and I could see, even if some of those projects were made in like 6 days, it's still, you can see the hard work it takes behind the camera, setting up shots, doing the fight choreography, doing the stunts, doing the makeups, it's just for 6 day shoot. It's wild. And that changed my whole perspective on how I watch movies now and how I view them, from being from behind the camera and watching and soaking it in. I'm just sitting there. I'm just an extra having fun, but I'm just soaking it in. I'm like, wow, look at all this. Look, that's how that's done. So now I watch movies differently now. I experience them. It's a little bit more differently now. But yeah, I started the podcast. I've been podcasting for, I think, maybe over 6 years now. And what a journey. And here's the thing is, a lot of people ask me, well, how did you get that guy on your show? Like someone like for Richard Norton. Yeah. Like, how did you get the great Richard Norton on your show? And I just said, I just asked. That's it. That's it. Shout out to my brother Cryptic Soul, hip hop artist and martial artist, an actor. We collabed a little bit, and he told me, he's like, hey man, go big or go back to the crib. That was his street knowledge. That was his street knowledge he was hitting me with. So he just asked, and if they say no, it's fine. Or if they're busy, it's totally fine. But that's how I got a lot of people on the show. You got Alan Moosey and just so many other people. Ron Smorenberg, who
Oh,
who's been a
Ron,
part
I
of.
know very well.
Yes, yeah, Ron Smorenberg, Mark Strange. I mean, so many people. Viking Samurai. Shout out to David.
Oh my gosh, all of them are in MAM. They're all MAM Hall of Fame inductees. Mark and Ron
Yeah.
and Robert as well, Viking Samurai. Mark and Ron are ambassadors, and they were actually facilitators at the 2024 event. And they
So
are going
cool.
to be at it again this year. So look how it's the amazing people.
Oh,
Those
so
are the humble people that have done so many great things that I was referring to.
yeah.
They just want to give to the world. How cool is that? You mentioned them, and I was like, ding, 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 all the lights went off.
Yeah, yeah. She's in the know. She knows everyone. I'm
I'm
hoping to
blessed.
interview,
I'm
I'm
blessed.
hoping to interview more people, but she's just hanging out having brunch, just chilling with these guys. But yeah, and then it went from podcasting and interviewing people, and last year was amazing. I mean, Kane Kasugi, Shane Kasugi, the Kasugi brothers were on the show, and then Marco Zaror came back on the show. He's been on the show several times. I'm just very honored and humbled that a lot of these filmmakers, where they're small indie projects that were made in 6 days to the bigger budgeted ones, they want to hang out with me of all people, this
How
knucklehead.
amazing. How amazing is that you mentioned
Yeah.
Mark Strange too. Very good martial artist and
Yes.
filmmaker, actor. Very good.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his projects coming out now. Absolutely cream of the crop.
Oh
We
yeah.
are just so honored to work with these people.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And I like to highlight the stuntmen too, not
Yes.
just the actors. So I have a side series called Scrapping with Samurai, where I'll reach out, and a lot of their previs fights that they make are their short film fights, just shorts. I'm like amazed by what these stunt people can do.
That's cool.
These amazing athletic performing gods.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a
and I
big
invite them on the show. I'm like, hey, let's debut your short here, your short film here, and then we can talk about it afterwards. So, it's very humbling, and I get a lot of thank yous, which I'm not even looking for, but it's very nice. But I
it's
get a lot of them saying, thanks for doing this, man. Not that many people do this. Not
yeah,
that many people seek us out to highlight our work.
that's
And that
right.
made me feel really good. That's sad because everybody should be sharing everyone's
Celebrating
fantastic
them.
work. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I understand what they mean. I understand what they mean. But I do what I can. I do what I can. So,
Good
but yeah,
job.
it's just
Good job.
watching, reviewing movies, to interviewing the filmmakers behind it, to now being in a few films.
Good.
So, I mean, last year I was in, shout out to Alan De La B. Have you
Oh,
had him? You've had,
yes.
Alan, right? Yeah. So the
He was
Shepherd
also
Code.
inducted. Shepherd, you were in
Yes.
Shepherd's Code? Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
shared that for him a couple of times. That's awesome.
Yes. The sequel, the Shepherd Code Road Back, with the
Yes.
amazing Shayna West is in there. Of course, Mark Strange. But yeah, I'm in the very beginning. So if you guys go watch it on Tubi or at YouTube, just fast forward to the very beginning. And yeah, Alan asked me to be a part of it, and it's a huge honor to be there. I saw David Worth was there.
Good.
Watching them direct, and then I'm in the scene. My hands are tied up. I'm being interrogated and tortured. It's fun. And then you have David Worth on this. Such a sweetheart. David Worth is on the side, and he's kind of like watching and kind of side directing himself, because he's an amazing filmmaker himself, David. But yeah, I never thought in a million years, growing up watching Don the Dragon Wilson movies,
Oh, Don. Yeah. I know
old VHS era days, I never thought I would have him on the channel briefly to interview, and I never thought in a million years that I would be at a movie where I would call Don the Dragon Wilson a fucking prick.
Don is
Excuse my
an
language.
He's
Excuse
an
my
amazing
language. Yeah. Hey, I was a bad guy. I was playing a bad guy. all
You were
right?
just
Okay.
saying your lines. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, Alan can also, he's a very, very friendly person, but, he can be a villain too.
Oh yeah.
He's a very
Oh
good actor. He's
yeah.
also a MAM inductee. And then Don as well. Don, I met Don the first time in Atlantic City, and I was late for his martial arts training session. And I'm running up and down the hallways looking for the room in which she's conducting a session. And I guess I just missed it. So I'm walking down the aisle, down the hallway there, and there's this guy sitting on a table, and I stop and I say, "Have you seen Don the Dragon Wilson? I really wanted to train. I think I missed it." And there's this face popping out from behind the two guys. He says, "I'm Don the Dragon Wilson." I said, "Oh my gosh, hello, hello." And then you know what he did? You know how kind he is? He gave me a 45-minute session there in the hallway at the event and ran through some things with me and gave me his time. And I thought that was incredible. You
Wow.
didn't have to do that. How cool is that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, sitting, after we shot our scenes, we all had lunch together. And I'm sitting right next to Don having lunch. It's surreal, and Alan De Lobby's over here, and Don, he's just the wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
film knowledge and fight knowledge and martial arts knowledge. And I could listen to him talk all day. Like he could, and he was just talking
That's
and telling
right.
me all these amazing stories and stuff like that. And yeah, what an honor. What an honor to be with Don.
So when you said that line or those lines that you had to say in the movie, what was his response? Because I haven't watched that one yet. What did
Yes, it's the
he say
sequel.
back? What happened there?
Well, they're trying to get information out of me, the group. And I'm just like, I'm trying to be the most annoying, stubborn, I get punched in the face by Louis DeStefano, and Lee Arnberg from all you Pirates of the Caribbean fans. He's got a
Yeah.
small part in the movie.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just they're trying to get me for information. So I'm trying to be defiant, basically. And so I ad-libbed my line there a little bit, just to put a little stank on it, just to be annoying. So when you see what happens to me, you're gonna be, oh, thank God. That was kind of why I did what I did. So I don't want to spoil it, but you guys can assume what happens. But yeah, they're trying to get information. But yeah, just a huge honor just to be a part of that,
Very
and
nice.
yeah, it's never thought in a million years I would meet these people and collab. Never thought. And who knows what's going to happen this year, and who knows what's going to happen the next year.
Isn't it
And I would love to meet you in person one day.
Well, you'll have to. I mean, you have accomplished so much in what you're doing. You guys will have to come through to Dallas in December, because I've got the next MAM Hall of Fame there, and I would be honored to induct you and have you guys there and celebrate with you. And, you mentioned you always watch these amazing people on VHS tapes. And I'm
Yeah.
from South Africa, right? But I live in
Yeah.
Texas with my fiance. But when I was a young child, I don't know, I'm sure you'll remember the series Dallas. Do you remember
Yes.
that series, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to watch that with my mom. She's deceased now. She passed away in 2020 from stage 4 brain cancer. But when I was a little girl, I used to tell her, one day I'm going to go to Dallas. That's what I said. 2020, she passed away. 2023, I'm standing in Dallas. 2024, I'm standing in Dallas in the Hilton there, the first Hilton that they put up, the first Hilton. I'm
Wow.
standing in that ballroom. I'm watching over 100 amazing people, legends in the room. I'm looking at the table with all the trophies, and I have the microphone. Kissy's standing next to me, my dad, and I'm like, how did I get here? And I saw myself as a little girl telling my mom, one day I'm going to Dallas. And there I am standing in the middle of Dallas, and I said, thank you, Lord. Thank God. I said, this is God. This was a prayer. It was a dream. And I wished big. I dreamed. This is something I didn't limit God in what he can do. Because I was a
Mm,
pastor for 15 years, so spirituality is very
yeah.
big part of my life, especially as a martial artist. So I know that feeling when you describe it, saying you've seen these people growing up on the VHSs, and then there you are in a movie with them. And
Yeah.
I just think the universe is amazing. We put that energy out there, and the universe reciprocates. And that's why you also get a great people on your show and get into these projects. You have a wonderful family life. You can make these short films and laugh and be joyous and I mentioned that when we started the show, the energy is good. It's
Yes.
it's it's genuine energy. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's genuine. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So you can be very proud, and your wife can be very proud as well.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And um yeah, I'm not I would love to meet you in person, but I'm not worthy to be inducted in anything.
That's
No, no,
nonsense.
no, that's fine. I'm just
That's
happy to be
nonsense.
there.
I'm
I'm happy to be there
celebrating
and have
people
lunch.
then.
Oh man, but shout out to Alan Goldberg. Goldberg, I'm
Oh,
sure you know
Alan,
who he is.
yeah.
Yeah, he invited me
Jan.
to the his Hall of Fame, but I couldn't do it. This is my crazy work schedule outside of
Right.
podcasting. It's hard,
It's
but
a lot of
one
work.
day, one day,
Yeah.
Same
It's
with
a
the
lot.
Urban Action Showcase, and shout out to Demetrius Angelo. I would
Yeah.
love to go to New York to be a part of
His
that, but
event.
it's
Yeah.
just hard. It's just hard. It's hard. One day,
Typical.
one day.
People don't know how much work goes in behind the scenes. I don't think they always realize the
Yeah.
hours, that go into that. Alan, amazing person. Shout out to Alan and Jane. I saw them in January. I was there
Oh,
at the
cool.
Hall of Fame. I was being inducted there, and they always have a wonderful event. I saw a lot of my friends, saw a lot of my man people there as well. And I'm so happy to see martial artists, filmmakers, actors, producers, all of us coming together and working together, because the martial arts network in the world, it's incredible. I mean, that's my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
We become family. It's just an amazing experience, and friendships are formed, and I think that's very important, that we have those bridges, those friendships that we impart into each other's lives. And you mentioned Richard Norton, for instance, the interview that you did with him, the audio didn't go well, but he still wanted it, and eventually that was fixed. That happens to everybody. We also have, and you'll know this because you're a podcaster as well, funny moments on shows. Very funny moments. Tell us about a funny moment that you experienced.
Oh, can I take a swig real quick?
Yes, of
Sorry.
course.
Cheers.
Cheers. Water.
Oh man, funny moments. Oh Lord. Here's one of them. The first time I interviewed Richard Norton, I showed him a photo of when we met at the convention, like year way before, and I had
Right.
dark hair and I was younger, and as soon as I showed, going back to the whole what I said earlier, that skit me and my wife made, as soon as I showed him the photo, Richard Norton goes, "You look like Steven Seagal." So I was like, "Oh no, oh no," but but having Rick Myers and Frank Jang and all that. Oh man, there's always comedic moments with him. But there's a popular series we have called Versus,
Yeah.
where we just for fun we pick two movies and we debate which one's better. I would love to invite you on one of those one day. That would be a lot of fun. Martial arts
Cool.
movies put them together. It's just for fun. It's just a fun
Of
debate,
course.
and we all
Anytime.
vote at the end. Well, it was the legendary weapons of China,
Yeah.
and I had Alex Richter, the Kung Fu genius, on the show, and and we were talking. I'm talking about the movie, and I said, Alex, I was talking about this one scene, but I was like, Alex, I know you have a whole school of badasses. You're all martial arts badasses,
Yeah.
but I have to ask you, if I walked into your school and I saw one of your guys grab his grab his junk and rip it off, I would say, you know what? Maybe this school isn't for me, and I would leave. And I showed a clip from Legendary Weapons of China where the guy grabs his
Where did I
junk
do that?
and rips it, throws it off. And the whole panel was in tears. Everybody was dying laughing. I like to throw in little clips like that just to make the audience laugh.
That's
But
good.
there's all kinds of stuff like that we do. So there's so many. It's over 10 years. So there's too many
lot
to
of
pull from.
memories there. You mentioned Steven Seagal. I forgot to tell you, 2024, he couldn't attend the event itself, but we inducted him. All of the grandmasters lined up and the facilitators, and he actually called me before the Hall of Fame function, the event, like
Oh,
half an
okay.
hour before, and he
Yeah.
said, "Thank you so much for inducting him. He's sorry he can't be there." And then we made him this little video. I'll send it to him, where I was inducting him, and we were holding his trophy, and we all just gave him a bow and everything. It was so cool and such an honor to put him, into
Yeah.
the very first Mam Hall of Fame. That was such a great blessing. And you mentioned Scott Atkins. Silvio, I don't know if you know Silvio Simak. He's a very good friend of mine. He's also a facilitator.
Yes, I briefly had him on the show. We're trying to schedule a future interview. Hopefully, we got time
He's
for
a
that. He's
great,
he's
great,
another beast, martial arts beast, man.
absolute
Silvio, man.
great actor too. Great, great
Yeah.
actor. I saw him in January as well at Ellen's event. He was on the show, and then at that time when he was on the show, I said, "What's a funny thing that happened to you on the film set?" And he just, he smiled and he said, there was this one scene where I'm fighting these guys. He said, and then Jet Li is supposed to run from behind him and, like punch him, and then he's supposed to throw him over his shoulder. He says, and they're practicing the scene. They're practicing the scene and they're practicing the scene. And the next moment, Jet Li comes running and he jumps on his back and he kisses him in the neck. And everybody he said, we're not here to fight. And everybody just started laughing. So I'll never forget that. That was so funny to me. I was laughing
Oh,
after the show. I was still laughing about that. That was so
oh, that's
funny.
hilarious. That's funny.
They also have fun on the
Yeah.
set. Did you guys have fun on Shepherd's Code? Did you guys like have
Oh,
some?
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
When Lee Arnberg was slapping me while I was tied to the chair. I say I got to make him laugh at least once. He's slapping me like this, and I was like, "Oh yeah, do it again. I like it. I like that. Do it again." And he's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Don't do that."
did he actually slap you, or was it like a choreographed slap?
It's choreographed. Yeah,
Oh,
I sold pretty well, by the way. I
with a
sold.
neck movement and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just got to let your body get loose and get punched. First time I tasted movie blood.
Right?
It's quite disgusting. Yes.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
does it
but
taste like?
I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. It's just bitter. It's just
Oh,
bitter. But yeah, they had a blood capsule in it. So when Lewis punches me, I like turn and then I spit it out. Yeah, so that was interesting. So
good. Something to remember. In South Africa, we have this thing that you put on wounds. It's in a little vial, but it's red. So it's called mercurochrome. So always when I see blood in movies, I wonder if it's mercurochrome that they mix in there, or how they make that. But it's just incredible to see now how CGI is developing and how all these projects are coming together. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at a few beautiful scripts at the moment, and
nice.
it's just like it's just getting better, because I get so many in, but I read them, but they don't always speak to me.
Right.
And then you
Gotcha.
get these 2 or 3 out of 10, and you're like, wow, that has to come to life. That is,
Yeah.
I'm always wowed by these script writers. They're very, very good.
Yeah, I saw that you co-produced, was it Warzone? Warzone
Hmm.
X or what was it? Something like that? That
Yeah,
was
with Ron.
good. That
Ron
was
is so
good.
cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Ron Smorenberg, got Nick Blade Khan. I've
Nick
had him
Blake,
on the show too.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
deadly, man. He's
very,
deadly with blades.
he is. He is. And the thing with Ron and I, we're very good friends. He's like my brother. I never had a brother, but he's
Yeah.
like the closest thing I have to brother. We can talk for hours, Preston.
Yeah.
Like if we start talking, it's
Yeah.
just because we share the film and the martial arts, and
Yeah.
it's just so great to learn. I love learning from people. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to learn
No.
from people.
Yeah. And you
I want
never
to
stop
learn.
learning,
Yeah.
right? You never stop learning, no matter what trade you're a part of. But going back to Seagal, I
Yes.
see that Ron's upcoming movie project,
Yes.
Seagal's
And
returning.
Mark
Yeah.
and David, the
Yeah.
fucking samurai, they're all in there. And
Yeah.
guess what? Guess what? They met at the first man because Mark and Ron knew each other, right?
Okay. Okay.
And then David was at the event. He met Mark and Ron. And of course, I inducted Stephen. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am so grateful that event could connect these legends because
Wow.
now Kissy's also in there. Now
Oh,
I'm
all
kissing this
right.
at Ma'am
Okay.
2024 too. So
Nice. Oh,
I'm
cool.
so happy for them. They are doing exceptional things out there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this movie. Hopefully I'll get a. Me and Ron were talking. Hopefully I can help promote it, and because I want to watch it
Absolutely.
and get it out there. And yeah, how cool! But look at ma'am. Is that how you say it right?
Yes, ma'am. It
Ma'am.
stands for
Okay,
Meticulous Martial
there
Arts
we go. Just want
Mastermind.
to make sure I say it right.
You say it right. You
Okay.
pronounce it right. Do you know why I chose it? Let me tell you why I chose it. When I speak to people, hi, do you want to be on the show? I've seen you've been doing this and this, you're doing great. Or when people see what I do and they contact me, guess what they always call me? They call me ma'am. And
Oh,
then one day I was like, ma'am. It just stuck with me. And I was like, I want to do this Hall of Fame. I want to start this martial arts group. This is years ago. And I was like,
yeah,
man, what can I make the acronym? And my podcast is called Meticulous Moments. So I thought, Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind, ma'am. And
yeah,
I just thought, my goodness, that's going to be easy to pronounce, So it worked.
yeah.
It
Smart.
just
No, I
worked.
like it. I can dig it. I can dig it. But I mean, that's so cool that you put that together to honor all these deserving
That's
people of
right.
these awards. All of them deserve those awards. And
Yeah.
look at you brought everyone together, and now they're making movies together. I mean,
Oh,
how cool is that?
that
Yeah.
is that is that is it's rewarding in the sense that we can go in with the work that you're doing as well. We can go and rest tonight and know that we did something to make the world a better place, because that movie that's coming out, that's going to touch someone in the audience's heart. It's going to connect dots for them. It's going to teach them a life lesson, just like it did when we were kids with the movies that we watched. It's going to inspire little
Yeah.
ones and teenagers. And maybe I only started doing martial arts 10 years ago in my cities, right? It's going to
Wow.
inspire people to start martial arts. So,
Yeah.
and we could be a little part of that. And
Yeah.
that's the rewarding part of it.
Yeah. How cool. How cool. I
Yes.
I I wish I continued my training like you, because I took a Shorenzi Zendo Ryu karate
Oh, good.
and for about a year, and a little bit, just very little bit of jujitsu, very little Muay Thai. My dad was the one that kind of showed me how to throw hands a little bit, hitting a heavy bag and stuff like that. But like, I am no means an expert in any of that stuff, but I did enjoy it. But life took over, and I had to move and start a whole new life with my wife and all that stuff. So things happen. But it's interesting because now you could say that my kung fu journey is this now. It's
Exactly.
instead of being the physical way with training and doing katas and all that, it's the digital way.
It's
It
a
took a
digital.
digital turn.
Just as impactful. Just as impactful.
So yeah,
Making changes, disrupting
yeah,
the status quo, showing people that and I get this energy from you, Preston, that showing people that it's a good thing to take hands with people and to work together. It's a
yes,
good thing to lift other people up. It's a good thing to let the light shine on someone else and to
yes,
wish them well, because there's too much negativity in the world.
yes. I
And that's
agree.
saying, as we rise, we
Mhm.
lift, we want to help people and we want to be a part of their success and help them reach their goals in whichever little way we can.
Yeah.
And that's your kung fu right there. You
Oh,
want
thank
people
you.
to succeed.
I do. I do. Yeah. And keep succeeding. That's right. I wish
Yes,
all of them the more success and more and get it out there, get their work out there, because there's so much talent out there that not that many people know about,
that's
you
right.
know. Yeah. So that's the one good thing about social media
That's
is
why,
that
yeah.
they can show your work that way,
Well,
but
yes.
yeah, but but it's so cool what you've done, bringing people
Thank
together
you.
and honoring those. I mean, it's so awesome. Have you got a chance to have Rick Myers on your show? He would be perfect.
Not yet, not yet.
Just message him on Facebook. He'll do it.
I will. I will
Yeah,
definitely reach out. Absolutely. I enjoy learning from people's stories.
yeah,
It speaks to me and it helps me to formulate just morals and values. I'm a strong believer in good morals and values. I learned it since a young child. My mom was very strict, but she was a the best person I ever knew. Like, she was just amazing. She was very small lady, but you did not mess with her. When she
Tough.
spoke, you listened,
That's
and
right.
she turned me into a strong person in my young adults, and then her passing, I was sad to lose her, but I was happy that she wasn't in that pain anymore, and morphine, and I was happy that she could go rest. And I felt like when she passed away, and she said, because it's her doing that I even have this podcast. And ma'am, she told me, she said on her deathbed, she said, Juanita, I'm 65 years old. I still wanted to go places. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to learn more instruments, because she was a prolific pianist. She said,
Wow.
go out and go do something. She said, you've given 15 years to the ministry. Go out into the world and go see those places. Go meet those people. And I did. And it's inspiring to hear stories from people, and it takes me back to memories. It reminds me of certain things I've learned. It shapes my character, because I hear, and I'm sure you do too, incredible feats of strength and displays of courage on my show from people, and it,
Yeah.
it ignites something in my heart, so that I'm like, man, this person faced all this and this, so the next obstacle I see, I'm like, no, I can do this.
That's
you know
right. Yeah. Well
ah,
said. Well said. More positivity.
More
That's what it's all
positivity.
about. Yeah.
Yes, we need that. We
Me and
need
Juanita are going to fight the good fight.
we
That's
are
right.
tag, even fight the good fight and make the world a better place.
That's right. That's right. Or at least make somebody smile for a day.
Exactly.
That's all I really want too, is not just to help others and promote their work and get it out there and celebrate martial arts cinema and all that stuff. But hopefully at the end of the day, I made you laugh. I made you
That's
smile. I made you
right.
happy. I made you agree to disagree on my movie takes or something like that. It's all welcome. It's all welcome on the channel. But because movies are subjective, so not everybody's going to agree. But as long as you interacted and showed love and had fun on the channel, that's all I really want.
Yeah.
Is people to enjoy it and have fun. And I just can't wait to see who you're going to have next on your podcast, who's going to be inducted in your Hall of Fame show. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see who you got coming up. Next. Do you have a hint? Can you tell us?
Well, I have Grandmaster GJ Torres coming up as well. I have my longtime friend Ant Glynn coming up, and I've done several interviews with him. We've been friends for a long time. I'm a musician as well, so we clicked on the music thing. He lost someone to cancer as well,
Hmm.
so that's also a point that we talked about a lot. And
Yeah.
then I'm gonna have, I don't know if you know Cliff Cupper he's also got a Hall of Fame. He's gonna be on.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
they're going to be on this week, so I like to mix it up,
Yeah.
right? So Grandmaster GJ Torres, he's a high Dan in the martial arts. I want to hear his view, I want to pick his brain on certain things, and we're going to talk about his upcoming book that I'm helping him to write. We're going to talk
Nice.
music. We're going to talk about how he had this connection between his left and his right brain, where everything just all of a sudden after 10 years started making sense.
Wow.
And then Cliff, I'm going to talk about his journey, because he's also been through a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
The dojo, I always tell people, and you'll know this because you trained martial arts for a while, it's like your second home. You get mentored there. It's not
Yeah.
just a place to go gym. Those people
Right.
become your family, your
Yeah.
classmates. So
Yeah.
how about you? Who's up next on yours?
Oh well. Let's see. I can't spoil it yet, but I'll say. Have you seen the new Mortal Kombat 2 trailer? The
I
brand new one.
did. Yes.
I had the honor to interview one of the cast members from the film, one of the big characters. I
Good.
got a chance to interview him. I'll give you that much. But hopefully I'll have that podcast edited
spoilers.
and uploaded this week. Hopefully it'll be up this week. And
Good.
speaking of South Africa, I'll be interviewing the lead actress Danica and the director from Hunting Jessica Brock. It's an action movie coming out Actually, it's out already. It's out already. It's really good.
Yes.
But yeah, it's all South African based. So yeah. So I'm going to be interviewing them very soon, and it's too many. I got the calendar. It's filled up.
But
I
it's
got
a
too many
Philip.
projects. I can't talk about all of them, but there's a lot of stuff coming to the channel. But yeah.
And tell me, now that you did the movie reviews and everything, 2025 produced some pretty cool films.
Yes.
Which ones were kind of standing out for you?
Well, I got a chance to see. I was invited to. Well, actually, no. I went and paid for a ticket to support Big Bad Film Fest, which is another martial arts action fest down here. And I saw Marco Zaror's Affinity on the big
Oh,
screen.
good.
His sci-fi martial arts movie, which was really good. It was really good. So that was really good. Scott Adkins' Prisoner of War was really
Yeah.
good. That's what Scott called his Mission and Missing in Action 2 homage. Chuck Norris homage. He calls Prisoner of War that. That was really good. Oh man, there were so many. Let's see. Actually, the one that surprised me, 11 Rebels was great. But
Yeah.
the one surprised me was came out right towards the end of the year. Right towards the end of the year. And it was called Lone Samurai.
Oh,
Wellgo USA got the rights to distribute it,
nice.
and that came out of nowhere. And I really loved that movie because I didn't know where it was going to go.
Yeah.
Because like the first 30
It's
minutes,
unpredictable.
yeah, like basically this is all. I won't spoil too much, but I'll just say this. So you have the samurai. He's involved with this war. Uh, his ship that he's fighting on crashes on this island. So like the first 30 minutes, he's just trying to survive
Slow
on this
burn.
island by himself.
Right.
But then, so it's kind of like it kind of like a little artsy fartsy, like
Yeah.
it's almost like a spiritual journey for a while there. But then he comes across a tribe of cannibals that he doesn't know is on that island. So it's him versus them, and it's once the action starts. Oh my goodness! Hold on to your butts. Lone
What's
Samurai,
that?
yeah, Lone Samurai was great. I was really that came out of nowhere, like right before, right at the end of December it came out. Yeah, Lone Samurai was really good, but yeah, there was a
There
lot.
was a lot of movies coming out last year. I was surprised. I really, and they were, majority of them were very, very good. When you mention Scott, I always think of Boyka. I think that will always stay with me. That Boyka,
Yeah,
Undisputed. It will always. It really. Those films are so good. I mean,
it blew me away. Like
films, and then you get
yeah,
films that you can watch again and again. Not get bored.
yeah,
And they were just
it
some of
blew me
them.
away. And I told him I interviewed him. I said Scott, I'm a big Michael Jai White fan. Shout out to
Yeah.
Michael.
Hey,
And
Mike.
I rented Undisputed 2 just for Michael Jai White.
Right to see
And
it.
Michael Jai White was amazing in that movie. But the whole time, me and my buddy and my wife were like, "Who's that guy?" Like
Scott.
Judy Boyka guy. I am the most complete fighter in the world. Like we're like, who is? I mean, we became
Good.
obsessed. We became Boyka obsessed. Because that character is just amazing. I mean, we want to. I know Scott probably gets. He's probably tired of people asking him. So when's Boyka 5 coming out? And
We
Boyka
all
6,
want to see it, Scott.
and the Boyka TV series. Come on,
Yes.
I know he's probably like, look, I'm older now. Come on. One of the most underrated Scott Adkins movies is Ninja 2: Shadow of a Tear. Ninja 2,
I
the
think I've
second
watched
Ninja.
that one yet.
It is like amazing martial arts, so good. And there's a bonus fight with him versus Kane Kasugi
Right.
at the end. It's so good. Not that many people martial arts, Scott Adkins fans know about Ninja 2, but like people who don't know Ninja 2, you got to watch Ninja 2. But this year, I already have a movie on one of the best film martial arts movies, my list of 2026. I
Right.
already have one.
Which one?
It just came out. It hasn't come out digitally or physically yet from
Yeah.
Logo USA, but Blades of the Guardians.
Oh, isn't that
Watch. You have to watch that one.
late?
If you're a fan of the wuxia type of martial arts movies and stuff like that, You have to watch that one because Yuen Wu Ping directed. The guy's in his 80s. Yuen Wu Ping is in his 80s, and he directed that movie
Wow.
like he was in his 20s. Jet Li comes out of retirement for this movie,
I have
and
to watch
he
it.
has he's in one scene, but it's the best fight in the movie. That's how good Jet Li is. All of the action's great, all the fights are good, but the one fight with Jet obviously is the best fight. But
Yeah.
the whole movie is great. There's comedy in it. There's excitement. There's visual effects are amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. You enjoy the characters. Blades of the Guardians is phenomenal.
Oh
You
my
got
gosh, I have to watch that. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. And Scott, I watched John Wick for several times. And
yeah,
I'm looking at this character in the red suit, like the kingpin,
yeah.
and I'm watching this guy and the way he kicks and his moves, and I'm thinking, who is this? You know? And I found out that Scott, and I'm like, my gosh, it all makes sense now.
All that character.
That was crazy. I
Oh
didn't know in
man.
the beginning it was Scott, but he did so good with that suit.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
suit,
The fat suit. Yeah, yeah. That's so
that's
he's so good.
skill.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I know. And I had to ask him because the color and him being big like that,
yes.
and the kind of character he played, I had to ask him, was that
I'm
character kind of loosely based on Sammo Hung's character from
right.
SPL or
Yeah.
AKA Killzone? And he said yes, he confirmed it.
Oh
They
wow.
got the idea,
He
and
got that.
yeah. And Scott was like, he would love to be a part of the movie, obviously,
Yeah.
but he was just like, let's do something different instead of just having Scott Adkins be in it. Let's do something different and
Yes.
memorable. So that's when they had the big suit. They came
It
up.
really is memorable. I was like, that guy's got moves. I'm wondering who is he. He
And he was
was very
hilarious
good.
too. When he gets shot in the ass.
Yes.
Oh my god, I was laughing.
I
Oh
was
man.
laughing. That was good.
Oh,
That fight choreography with him and Keanu, that was just
yeah.
amazing. Oh my goodness.
What do you think of what's your take on, because we grew up with the classics, right? What is your take and the golden age of martial arts and action movies? What is your take on the new generation? Like, what do you think of the new people now, the younglings now? Like I call them the younglings, but they're not that young, but they're
Youngins.
they're way younger than me. Like the Martial Club guys, like Andy
Yeah.
and Brian, and what do you think of their work so far?
I think they've got a long way to go, to be honest, and I
Uh-huh.
say this in a good way. I
Yeah,
think filmmaking. There's a lot of CGI now. There's a lot of great choreography,
yeah,
but there's old films like I mentioned earlier with the Boyka films. I mean, those are. It was just so good for their time that you can watch it over and over and over again. And sometimes now the choreography is very good as well. I loved all the John Wick movies. Everything was
oh
perfect.
yeah, yeah,
It's just I think the experience, right? They need to
yeah,
still build up that experience, and I'm a firm believer in mentorship. So, and I
yes,
see these amazing legends like Scott, and the individuals that we spoke of, Robert Samuels, all these. I see the youngsters that are in the filmmaking now, and the ones that want to do the martial arts movies, actually taking that mentorship from them. So I think they've got a bright, bright future.
oh yeah,
I flew from I believe it was from South Africa to Frankfurt. Fatima, my friend, I want to shout out to her. I met her on the plane, and she was sitting with Adam Woodward and I, and he had just finished a film,
yeah,
and he was very, very good. And I consider him kind of in the new generation. So when I saw the film, I saw I saw that he was doing very, very well. There's a lot of talent there. I really enjoyed the film, and I
yeah,
know that he's got a bright future. I know Adam Woodward's going to do amazing things. Um, and
nice,
then I look back at Scott, and I look at Sylvia, and I look at Jet Li, and I'm thinking there's a reason why we are called to learn from our. I don't want to say elders because I don't think they're old per se, but from our pioneers. That's a better word.
yes,
Like I'm
yeah,
still learning from my grandmasters that are 10th dan level, and like you mentioned earlier, it's not going to end. It's always a learning journey. So I think there's a lot of talent, and I
Yeah,
think with the right mentorship, because let's be honest,
I like it. Yeah, I like that.
Jackie Chan, I don't see anybody that can replace Jackie Chan if he stops making movies one day. I
No,
don't see any person yet. I haven't identified someone that could follow up
no.
on the type of choreography that he's put
Yeah.
together over his span in the films.
There'll never be
I don't
another
think
Sammo
so.
Hung. There'll never be another
No.
Sammo. There'll never be another Jet Li. No,
No.
no, no.
So those are our gems, you know,
Yeah,
they are the gems of the film. I mean, how refreshing is it to watch a Jackie Chan movie and see all the little stunts that he puts together, the way that he puts it together, he does it all himself.
it's insane.
I mean, who thinks of that? Who spends hours and hours? He's a pioneer in his own level. Like
Yeah,
seriously, I don't. I know there's up and coming young martial artists and actors. I just don't see yet who's going to replace our Jackie Chan or
right,
some of the other of our wonderful actors that we have followed since we were children. I don't see them yet, but they
right.
will
Oh
emerge.
yeah,
You know,
and
it
more.
will
No,
happen.
you're right. And more importantly, you know, we want to see them be them,
Yes,
find
there.
themselves. Like
Yeah,
they don't have to replace Jet Li and all that because you can't, but they can be
there.
themselves,
Yes,
right? And make names for themselves. So that's what
exactly.
we're rooting for the new generation for sure.
You should really look up Adam Woodward. He's very very humble
Oh
person.
yeah,
You know, we just started talking Fatima and I and him, and he was just like, oh, you know, we asked each other what we do. I said, I'm a pastor, I'm traveling, I do podcasts and public
yeah,
speaking, you know, and he was like, oh, I just finished a movie. I said, oh my gosh, I work in the movies. And Fatima was on her way to Israel. She was flying there, and just a normal, humble person. And
yeah,
I really enjoyed that. And I mean, you mentioned everybody just making film their own, right?
yeah.
So now I was thinking, you know, Owen Wilson, he might not be a martial artist, but he's just got this atmosphere about him. If I see him, I just want to like chuckle. You know, he's just naturally funny. He doesn't even have to do anything. He just has to give
Yeah,
that smirk, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
already gonna watch and enjoy the movie because
Right.
that's his aura. You know,
Yeah,
that's his energy.
there
So
it is.
there's
Yeah,
a lot of good things coming for the film industry, definitely.
yeah, yeah. Like
What do you think?
they learn from the best and make it their own.
Exactly, just like
Yeah.
in martial arts. The
Yes.
katas have been there for millennia, right? But
Mhm.
not everybody's going to do that kata exactly the same way.
Right.
And we were taught if you get that kata, learn
Yeah.
the moves, but then make it your own,
Yes.
you know? And
Yes.
that's the beauty of martial arts because it
Yeah.
becomes it becomes your lifestyle,
Yeah.
it
You
becomes
know,
your
who inspired? I wish I could have still physically kept up with my training, but you know who inspired me to take martial arts was Jeff Speakman.
oh,
Shout out to Jeff. There was a little small convention. It was called Bruce Lee Convention, and
yeah.
Jeff Speakman was there. He did like a amazing demonstration. The guy was still fast. Like he didn't lose any speed. And but Lorenzo Lamas was there, and I ran into the late great Mako was there, and it
Cool.
was funny because when I got my picture with Mako, I was like, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" And you know, and he go, "Not no cell phones back then, folks. We had the whole
Yeah.
go get it developed camera, you know, instant camera, you know." And I said, "Hey, can I get my picture with you?" She goes, "Yes, sure." And then when I leaned in, he goes, "Can you lean down lower? You're making." He's like, "You're too tall. You're making me look too short." I was laughing. We were both cracking up. But yeah, there were so many people there. I think I ran into Gary Daniels there. But after the panel was over and all that stuff. Oh yeah, Philip Ree and Simon Ree were there.
Oh,
I
Philip and Simon, shout out to them. They're doing very well.
would love to interview them one day. They're
Me too.
legends. Uh, but but yeah, there were so many people there, and it was great to hear the stories and all that. And uh, when it was over, Jeff Speakman and his crew was coming out, and I wanted to walk up and meet him, and hopefully maybe get a photo if he's down with that. And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And the first thing he said when he saw me, he turned, and the first thing he said was, Hey, you're a big guy. You should take Kimpo. Like that was like the first thing he said. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay. So
good.
so we chatted for a little bit, but he kind of it was interesting because after that I never really had an ego per se. But
Yeah.
I just didn't see myself going into a dojo and bowing I just didn't see myself doing any of that. This is when I was young.
Yeah.
And uh talking to Jeff for a while, it kind of motivated me. It's like, hey man, who cares if you suck? Who cares? You're going
Right.
there to learn. That's it.
Exactly.
You got to train with the little kids, fine.
Yeah.
Who cares? You're in there to learn. And so I couldn't find any Kempo classes that were close. I couldn't find any of them around my house. But then that's how I found the Shorenji Zendo Ryu Karate place. And I went in there and it was fun. I wish I could have continued. Every time I tell this story, people are like, "It's not too late to go back, man." Like, I don't know. My back and knees might beg to differ on that right now. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But
Yeah. I was about to tell you that.
Speakman. I keep hitting my mic. Sorry.
Jeff Speakman, yeah, listen to what he told you, and you might just go back.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Time will tell.
We'll see. But yeah. What's some of your favorite martial arts movies?
Oh, of course, Kickboxer,
Yeah.
Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Those movies inspired me. So I grew up without a dad. I lived with my mom and my grandma and my grandpa, and they did a really good job of raising me. I have to say, my mom wasn't into the martial arts. She was a very small lady, but she was very disciplined. She was a
Yeah.
great, exceptional person. I never seen her mad in my life. She was very, very nice person. So was my gran. And I wanted to go. I watched these movies, right? So those are my top two. And I watched Kickboxer and Bloodsport, and oh my goodness, all of them. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, all of the movies in the 80s, 90s, and I wanted to do martial arts. So I went to my mom and I said, "Mom, I want to go do martial arts." And she was like, "Not happening." She said, "You're already a tomboy. You grew up with your cousins and you're already a tomboy, and uh, you are a girl, and those sports are just for boys and men." Those days it was like that. So I listened to her. I was listening to her, and I didn't pursue it further. And then in my 30s, my little son, Joshua, he needed an extracurricular activity. And I thought, and he likes to watch those movies with me too. And I said, let me take him and see if he wants to do it. And I saw such a positive addition and change into his life. I was so happy that I could do it for him. I was actually inspired, and I went to the sensei and I said, he's enjoying it so much. Do you do adult classes? And my daughter was also, she was 9 years older than my son. My son started when he was 5. And he said, well, we're going to start, just come and do it. And I enjoyed it. My children and I enjoyed it so much that it changed our whole lives. It just changed literally our whole lives. It changed the way I ran my business. It changed the way that I raised my kids. It changed the way that I ran my church, and all in a positive way. So martial arts movies, I've watched so many. I think I've watched them all mostly, but some of them I watched plenty
Yeah.
of times, and it shapes us. And
Yeah.
so many people that I interview say the same thing. It inspired them to do martial arts. It inspired them in ways that they were able to muster up the courage in their childhood,
Right.
to stand up for what was right, and it
Gives
helped.
you confidence.
Yeah, exactly that word. It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
It's just I'm grateful to all the filmmakers and the actors and the producers and the script writers for what they give us.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that, and for what they give our generations to come as well, because uh, lots of times these children cannot speak to someone, or they don't trust someone to speak to, but they see a film and it speaks to them on another level. And I like to say it connects the dots for them, or it gives them a revelation, and it changes their lives right then and there. That's what happened to me.
For the better.
for the better. And it's a gift, I think we should appreciate what they do more. We should
Yes.
really appreciate what they do because it's hard work to make a film. You mentioned that. It's true.
People have no idea.
Yeah.
That's why my whole perspective has changed when I watch movies now, because
Yeah.
I'm just like, they have no idea. Because a lot of times, people don't know the behind the scenes, hell that it took. I interviewed to make the movie. I interviewed one director, and he said, and I never forgot it. He said, "It is a miracle that any movie gets made,
That's right.
despite the result. It comes out great or doesn't come out great. It is it's a miracle any movie gets made." And I never forgot that. when he
That's
told me
right.
that. Yeah.
It's like birthing something, bringing something to life. Remember, I mentioned bringing those scripts to life. When I read those compelling scripts, I'm like, man, this has to come to life. It
Yeah.
becomes something
Yes.
impeccable. And yeah, there's movies that we watch, and it may not be so incredible, but there's still a message.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still a message there. Someone was inspired to bring that message, and maybe later go and speak about it or write a book about what they've been through. It's so very important that we really, I think we should treat people, and that's a big thing, and I know you're the same. We need to treat people with dignity always, no matter
Yeah.
what their stature in life is, no matter, there's so many great people out there that follow us and that cheer for us, and I know you're the same as me. I do the same for them.
Yeah.
Because people are valuable. I learned that in the ministry. People are very, very valuable, and they all have something amazing to give. They all have a destiny to fulfill. And
Yeah.
there's only one Preston, and there's only one Juanita, and we
Thank
are.
God there's only one me. No, I'm kidding. The world couldn't handle too many Prestons running around. Be too crazy. Uh, but yeah, no, well said. Well said. And scene.
And scene cut.
Well, speaking of filmmaking, are you going to be doing anything coming up? Is anything you're going to be involved in anything filmmaking wise?
I am busy with a very, very amazing project with Eddie Torres and Tony De Leon.
Nice.
Very, very nice project with them. They were also at MAM Hall of Fame 2024 in Dallas, and we're busy with a very, very nice project. Then there is an animation series, and in which I've been cast as a Rachel Cole. I'm a district attorney. Yes, but she's a martial artist, district
Okay.
attorney character. So I'm very, very happy.
Who's doing that one?
Raymond Elwood is doing that one.
Oh,
He's
wait,
got
hold on.
Ron in there. He's got Sylvia in there.
Oh, I'm part of that too, actually.
VC, huh?
That's funny.
What did
Yeah,
you say?
he's got me a part of that too. Yeah, I was like, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Right. So that one's coming up. And then what was the other one? These other scripts that we're looking at now, some of them I've submitted for funding. We're just waiting to hear back on that. But the one with Eddie and Tony, that's a vampire movie. So I'm very, very I'm doing the casting for that one. I'm very excited about that. That's
Let's
gonna be
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's vamp time. It's vamp time. Let's do this.
It's
Because I love horror films.
vampire movie.
Yeah, I love horror movies. So yeah, keep me in the loop. I would love to talk to you about that, or have everybody at the cast on the show talk about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Markiplier's Iron Lung?
I have not, but I heard great things about
It
it.
actually did very well. I thought it was very good, actually. It was,
Nice.
My son really wanted to go watch it. He follows Markiplier. We actually started watching that with him and his co-star in 2020 when they did that Latin Unis Honest YouTube thing. They made videos for 365 days.
Oh,
And,
okay.
after that, they on New Year's, they deleted it. So that was a very... it was a very, very good, I'd say show, or I'm not sure if it was like a little series that they put together.
Yeah.
But it was very nice to follow, to see them do these extraordinary things, one thing every day.
That's
And
cool.
since then, my son has just been watching Markiplier, so you should go see it. It was very good.
See, this is why we support indie cinema. This is why.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the time, and I preach this a lot. A lot of the times, a lot of times, that small indie movies are more satisfying,
Yes,
and you
yes,
get more out of them than a lot of the big budget AAA disappointments. That
that's right.
happens a lot. That happens a lot. That's why we support it.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And, I just want to ask you if you would have to say, like, something, maybe a word of wisdom, for people in the audience,
Sure.
something that you've learned, something that really impacted you in your walk with
Yeah.
everything that you do. What would you say? There's someone in the audience that needs that inspiration. What would you tell them?
Audience, are you listening?
They better be.
Follow your passion.
Yeah.
Follow your passion. That's my advice. If you wanna if you wanna make a movie, you don't have a budget. You got maybe $5. Hey, look what? You got a phone. You got a phone.
Exactly.
Shoot something. Film something. Always be creative.
Yeah.
Always be creative because you never know. Look at my journey. I had no idea it was going to go like that. I had no idea. Not in a million years. I think I would be here with Juanita. Not in a million years. So follow your passion. Always find, search for that creativity and just let it run wild. And most importantly is don't wait for
Mm,
someone to
true.
discover you, for an agent to give you a call. Don't wait. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Make a movie yourself. Film something. Put a reel together. Make a short film. Make a concept film. Get your creativity juices flowing. Do something. Create something that you're passionate about, and then let it go out there so everybody can see it. And then you never know what'll happen. You never know because you can't wait anymore. You can't wait. You got to just, hey, you know what? I want to film a vampire movie. Look at what she's doing. We're trying to get a vampire movie going. Let's go. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Just get out there and create something. No matter what it is. It doesn't have to be movie related. Create something. So that's my advice. Follow your passion. And don't
Very,
don't let
very good.
don't let the haters get you down because believe it or not, you can make a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And there will always be people out there that won't like it. There's people out. I have met people that hate Jaws. I have met people that was
Really?
like, yeah. I've met people that was like, oh, the Raid films are underrated. I mean, overrated. Oh yeah. I have met people that was just like Terminator 2's garbage. So
No
I'm
way.
just saying. I'm just saying. You can make a masterpiece, and there'll still be people out there,
They're
because
still
movies are
gonna say that.
subjective. There's going to be haters. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Express yourself. Bruce Lee talked about that all
Yes.
the time. Always express yourself, and being honest with yourself is very hard to do. That's but we got to try. We got to try to be honest with ourselves, and creative juices flowing. Get it out there. Create something. Have fun. That's my advice.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You mentioned that. That's really, if everybody that had an idea to make something incredible just said, "Oh no, maybe somebody won't like it, so I'll just rather leave it." How many masterpieces would we not have
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
And the Terminator movies, they were all good. They were
Yeah.
all good. I don't think I watched one that I didn't like. But there, as you said, there will always be someone that doesn't like it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, agree to disagree earlier on rating films and
Yes.
discussing the films, and that's also good. We're allowed to do that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But don't sit. Don't wait.
Yeah,
Time.
don't wait.
See this gray hair? See all this gray going on? I got Gandalf the Gray over here.
Lord of
No,
the
no,
Rings.
time flies, guys. Time flies. So don't sit. Don't sit. If you got a passion for something, go. Take off.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a fun fact before I let you go, because I know it's family time and you and your beautiful wife also have things to do this evening. You've got Bruce Lee on your shirt.
Yes.
I have the same birth date as Bruce Lee, and I only realized that last year,
Wow.
November 27th. Can you believe that? How cool is that?
How cool is that? I'm
Yeah.
close. I'm close to Sonny Chibas, but I'm not there. I'm not there. I was like, damn it. I was almost Sonny
Oh,
Chiba's birthday, but that's all right. But how cool? That's pretty cool.
I know. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, I never
yeah, that's
knew that.
cool.
Blessed. We are blessed, and I'm very, very honored to have you on the show here. Thank you for your time, for your importation. Thank you for your knowledge. Us to you always.
Us.
And much success to what you do. And I'm here. I promote people. I help where I can. So whatever I can do to help you, please let me know. And I'm sure we will hop on
I
here and
need
talk
I
about.
need $10 million.
Well, do you need funding for a film?
I'm just kidding. But as
Monopoly
an
money?
but it's an honor to be here, Juanita. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for having me, and come on back. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
absolutely.
would
We'll
love to come
schedule
back.
another one. A lot of
Yeah,
films to talk about. And please keep my
yeah,
regards to your wife as well. And
will
send
do.
me
Yeah.
that video where you broke her neck.
Okay, I'll
I
send
would
it
love
to
to see that.
you. Oh my goodness, it's so the clip is so old, but it still makes people laugh. But that's what I want, as long as you guys enjoy. But hey,
Definitely.
subscribe and follow Juanita Kapp, son. You know what you need to do. Like this video, hype it, hit the notification bell, subscribe to Juanita. Support ma'am, baby. Oh, yeah, because she's doing wonderful things. Yes. But yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Brent.
so much. Us.
Thank you. Us, have a great evening. Bye bye. Guys, what a wonderful honor to have Preston on the show. That energy, you guys know I always talk about this good energy, right? Very knowledgeable. Make sure that you follow him. Make sure that you watch his videos, support him in his projects. We are here to help each other. We are here. As Ma'am says, what is the slogan for Ma'am? It's join the journey. We're here to join each other's journeys, and we are here to lift each other. And I'm so grateful for everybody that's been watching. Thank you for everyone that's been a part of what I've been doing for these years. And thank you for everyone that's out there and making the world a better place in your way, in your knowledge, in your field. Keep going. And like Preston said, don't wait. Do it. Start. You've got that idea, bring it to life. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my baby, Kevin Oliver. Make sure you also visit his pages, stoppingfentanyl.com and stoppinggunviolence.com. I will be back very soon with my next guest, Grandmaster GJ Torres. Guys, keep shining. I'll see you in the next show. Bye bye.